Hey guys, it is Wednesday. I think it's the 21st. I don't know. I was thinking I might try to start me a channel, just kind of vlog style maybe. I don't know. I'm still gonna keep my other channel, but I'm thinking about making a channel just kind of talking about what I've been going through, and I don't know, maybe it could help someone, and if I can help someone, then that will make me happy. Kind of give back, I guess. I kind of been thinking about doing some volunteer work. I don't know where. I would kind of like to do something maybe in a animal shelter, or I don't know, maybe like a homeless shelter or something, just to kind of help others, even if it's animals, because to me animals are precious and I love them. But I'm just sitting here having a little drinky drink, not alcohol, but just having a little bit of a drink. And I can't, sorry, the light, I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I don't know. I know the video is dark, but anyway, I've been having a hard time. I know it's normal, but I just don't like it. I know it's normal not to like it, but I'm having a hard time dealing with my husband passing away. He passed away on January 30th of this year. And we didn't know, we did not have any idea that it was going to happen. We were here one night. He was putting together a bench for me, and then I noticed that his shirt and his shorts were wet, and he was on peritoneal dialysis, which is dialysis at home. So, and he did it every night. So he had a catheter in his stomach. Well, come to find out, that catheter broke. And so we called his nephrologist. His nephrologist said he needed to go to the ER so that they could put him on IV antibiotics. So we took him to the ER that night, and they admitted him so that they could put him on the antibiotics. And he was scheduled a couple of days away. He had an appointment, I think it was 2 days later, to have some stents put in his heart. And so we thought, well, since he's already at this hospital, he had the appointment at another hospital. But we thought since he was already at this hospital, we would go ahead and have them put the stents in. So they took him down, and the doctor put in one stent and then came back up, and Michael had some stents placed in October at another hospital. And the doctor came in and talked to me and said that it would not do any good to go any further with the stents, that the ones that they placed in October had already closed off. And he said that if he did place the stents, it would not be in Michael's best interest. It would be just for the doctor to make money. So he did not want to do it. He said the best thing for Michael to have done would be open heart surgery. So he needed to have a quadruple bypass. And then they also went in and did a scan of the back of his heart and found out that he had two valves that were not working. So he had to have a quadruple bypass plus two valves replaced. And he went in and had the surgery done. And his brother and his brother's wife they drove in from North Carolina and spent the entire time with me in hospital every day for 2 weeks. Even, it was the same. Let me think. He went in on the 15th. I think the surgery was on the 25th. And then they were there with me the entire time. Would not leave my side. And, we talked to Michael every day. We did devotionals with Michael every day. We prayed with Michael every day. And the morning that he went down for surgery, we prayed before he left the room. And then we all went down with him. And we prayed again before he went back. I told him that I loved him and that I would see him when he came out. And I guess when they were bringing him back up to recovery, he was thrashing and I guess not dealing with them moving him very well. So they had to code him. And then they did some chest compressions and gave him a shot of epi, and it brought him back. Well, then they he just wasn't doing well. So his heart was not pumping like it should. So they had to go down and do, oh my gosh, I can't even think of what it's called. An echo? I can't even think of what it's called. But anyway, they had to hook him up sort of like to a machine that would let his heart and lungs rest while that machine did all the work for him. And the doctor told me, he's going to throw us some curveballs, and we're expecting that. So, we still had hope. The doctor was hopeful. He was on 4 different blood pressure medications through IV, and they were all maxed out. And that was just to keep his blood pressure at a halfway decent level because it kept dropping. It was called ECMO. That's what it was called, ECMO. And then a few days later, his blood turned acidic, and they were trying to do dialysis, and it was a continuous dialysis. It was 24/7, and the filters that they used are supposed to last for days. His was having to be changed every 1 to 2 hours. And the doctor came in and talked to us. He took us in a room and talked to us and said at most he had 48 hours. His organs were starting to shut down. And it was just a matter of how long do we keep going? How long do we keep the machines on? And so we went back to the room, and we were sitting there, and his nurse came back in, and he told me that the machine had clogged again, the filter, the dialysis machine had clogged again, and he left it up to me. He said it's not doing him any good. They couldn't take any fluid off of him. He was so swollen. He had these huge fluid-filled blisters on his legs and on his arms because they couldn't get the fluid off. And so his nurse asked me what I wanted to do. He said, I can put him back on, but it's not doing him any good. Or I can leave him off. And he said that it wasn't going to help. They couldn't. His blood just had so much gunk in it that it was clogging the machine. And every time they would do something to fix one problem, that would cause another problem. And he told me that his organs were shutting down. And so I just told him to leave him off, not put him back on. And they came in and explained what they were going to do. They were going to start taking off the blood pressure medications. And when they did that, his blood pressure dropped. And it kept dropping until his heart stopped. And while he was going through this, me, his brother, and his brother's wife were there the entire time. I was holding on to his arm, and we played some of his favorite songs. And it was one of the worst experiences of my entire life. It was the worst experience of my entire life. I would not wish that on anybody. I would not wish the grief that I've been going through on anybody. I'm so lonely, even though I'm not alone. I have a huge support system, but I feel so lonely. My heart is shattered. And something always happens, or I see something in the house, or something that just breaks my heart all over again. He was the best man, the best thing that has ever happened to me. And I hope and pray that he felt how much I did love him and how much I do love him. I will love him until the day that I die. And then some. I will always be his wife. He will always be my husband. And what kills me is the night before the surgery, he told me that he did not want machines to keep him alive. And I honestly did not remember him telling me this. But when I went in the next morning, the day of the surgery, he said, "I retract what I told you last night." And I said, "What are you talking about?" And he said, "When I told you that I don't want machines to keep me alive," he said, "if something happens, I do want machines to keep me here until I come back." And now I live with that guilt of taking him off the machines, even though they told me there was nothing else that could be done. I still live with that guilt because I wonder, what if I would have just left him on a while longer? Would he have come back? But he was already an amputee. His right leg was amputated just below the knee, and his left foot, half of it had been amputated, and his extremities were turning black when he was in the hospital because of the blood pressure medications. And the doctor said that if he did come out, he would have to be amputated. His other leg would have to be amputated above the knee, and his right leg probably would have had to have been amputated even more. But they told me there was no hope. And his brother and his brother's wife, they were there with me the whole time. And my family, my side of the family, has been amazing. They try to keep my mind busy. I try to keep my mind busy. It's very hard. And I know that I probably should join some sort of support group for grief, for widows. I just don't know. I don't know. I just want to try to get past it as quick as I can, and I know that I can't. That's the hard part. I know that he's in heaven, and I know that he has a new body, and I know that he's in no pain, and he suffered the last 6 months of his life. 6 or 7 months, he suffered so bad. He was always in some kind of pain. But I would do anything. And I know it's me being selfish, but I would give anything if I could have him back. But not in the shape that he was in, because I would not want him to suffer. Anyway, my battery is about to die. I don't know if I'll upload this. I have no idea. I hate this. I would not wish it on anybody. Ever. Thank you guys for watching.